No, we'll begin now. Thank you for attending our BigMarker tour. So today it is just me. We are going to go through how to use BigMarker and what is BigMarker and then how it can help you. So I am Joe from Team BigMarker. I am our community hero here at BigMarker. And we also have another gentleman you may have ever talked to. His name is Andy at BigMarker. Andy Papier. He is also a community hero here at BigMarker. He is the one that runs our chat and support services, and I am the one who helps with outreach and helping people host webinars. So that's the differences between the two of us. But if you ever have any questions, feel free to email either myself, joe@bigmarker.com, or Andy at bigmarker.com. So what is BigMarker? So BigMarker is the world's largest public webinar network. So the idea is BigMarker is a place for you and your groups to come and host webinars and web conferences. So right now we're in a webinar. It's a semi one-way stream. You're able to talk to me through chat, and I'm able to talk to you through video and audio. And later I can open up again the line so that you can speak as well if you'd like. So that's a webinar. It's basically a way for you to share your ideas, your presentations with the world. So BigMarker makes it easy so you and your group can do this. So on the BigMarker homepage, so if you go to BigMarker's homepage, one of the things we like to do is promote our BigMarker groups and webinars. So if you can see on our homepage that we have our upcoming conferences. We call them conferences on here. They're really webinars. You can see that we have these other webinars going on, and then underneath we have some other upcoming webinars, and then below that we would have our past most recent recordings, and underneath that are communities on BigMarker that you could join. So once you've logged into you go up here to the right and log in like most normal other websites. You log into your account and you end up on your signed in homepage. So your signed in homepage has all of the upcoming conferences and recordings and communities that you are a part of. So on this page it shows you everything that you need to know. So if you can't ever find the conference that you've registered for or the community that you're part of, all you need to do is log in and go to your home. You'll see a little home button everywhere when you're logged in. It looks like this. Sorry, I'm having trouble with some of the zooms here. My trackpad's getting caught. So up in the right-hand corner, we have our home button, and you can click that, and that takes you to your home. And again, these are all your upcoming conferences, recordings, and communities. So we'll go to the community first, because again, BigMarker is mostly a group-based platform. Your group can be yourself as an individual, but the idea is it's this group that actually creates these conferences, an organization, community, whatever you'd like to call it. So we'll click on one of our groups and go to it. So this is what it looks like. We call it the community. And on the community, you have all of these different features from the bulletin to calendar to conferences to members to about to your settings as well, your community settings. And then you can also create your conferences or webinars in here. And then on this page as well, we have your ability to share to a bulletin. So this is your way to keep in contact between these meetings. That is the idea with the community, is that we have these face-to-face meetings, so you can see me, I can see you, and we talk in real time. And the community is your way to keep in contact between those events. So on your bulletin, if you share anything on here, it'll email out to all your members inside your group, and that's a way to keep in contact. So it's for bigger published posts. And then in the far right, we have our community chat, where you can actually chat with people individually or as the whole group, depending on who's in the chat at the time. And this is actually who's online. So if you use the chat, you can actually chat with people inside your group and have a live chat. So that's more of an impromptu. So that's the basics of the community. So we'll click Start a New Conference, and that takes us to our conference page. So this is the conference creation. It's all on one single page. So it kind of looks like a web browser. You can see in the top, it has a little web browser feel to it. And then you can give your conference or webinar a name. You have the ability to update your URL, so you can do a custom URL that you would like. You can tell people about it, so this is where you give the description of what's happening inside the conference. Then we have what your conference will be covering. So these are the topics. You're able to do up to 5 topics. So it's just a way to have a bulleted list of what you'll specifically be covering. And then you can add a photo as well to your conference. We suggest adding a photo because it's 4 times more likely people will actually attend if you have a photo. You can select the conference date. So we have the what, now we have the date. Then you select the who, so who is this being hosted by, either the group hosting it or the presenters as well. So anybody inside your community can be a presenter. So that's one of the differences between BigMarker and all of the other conferencing services is that all of your members inside your group can become a presenter if you would like them to be. So with GoToMeeting or WebEx, you typically buy one host license and then you pay a ton of money for that host license. On BigMarker, you just have your group and your group can host the webinars. On the right, we have the conference options, so you can select your privacy. The format, so the format depends on what's happening in the conference room. Again, right now we're in a webinar conference room format, so the idea would be is in a webinar, the host has more abilities and privileges than you as the attendee. In a meeting, everybody has the same privileges. Underneath that, we have the capacity. So this is 250 people you can have inside the conference room. And then we have a new feature we're still working on. It's called Smart Spots. The idea with Smart Spots is it's supposed to make it feel like, I guess it's an artificial sense of needing to sign up. So the idea with Smart Spots is it'll only show 250 people, and then it'll add more tickets as you keep going. Underneath that, we have the language, the location, and then upload your recording to YouTube. Underneath that, we have the system requirements and your ability to sell tickets. So on BigMarker, you can sell tickets to your conferences. So that means you can actually charge people to enter. We also have another feature, too, that's new. That's called Chip In. So the idea with Chip In is people can basically donate how much money they would like to attend the event or after the event. So if somebody watches your conference and thinks it's worth $10, they can chip in to your community and you're able to use that later. So it's technically, it is free to enter those conferences or webinars. It's just, costs money. People can actually pay to join. And then we end up on our conference landing page as soon as you create your conference. So this is what it looks like. It's very similar to the creation page before. We have the title, the time, what it's about, the enter button, share buttons, who's attending, and also your conference logistics. So, and then your presenter. One of the easy things too to remember is if you ever need to edit your conference, you just look for the big edit button at the top and you can edit your conference. So let's enter the conference. So we click in here to enter the conference. You did that earlier. Just to know is everybody that enters a conference on BigMarker or a webinar on BigMarker has to be a member of BigMarker. So you can think about it as like attending a meetup group or looking at a Quora question is that you do have to be a member of the service to be able to use it. So you click the enter button and you may be asked to log in or sign up, and you can do that there. So conferences, you can host up to 250 people with 12 people sharing their webcams. It's cloud-based, so that means it loads right in your browser. Again, all of the members in your community are able to create these events. And attendees don't need to be members of your community to actually attend. So if you want to bring in an outside person, they can still attend the event. So this is what the conference room looks like. So we have the basic breakdown of a conference room when you enter the room. So the first thing you'll see when you're hosting your event is a pop-up that comes up that asks you to share your audio and video. So this is a preview screen of you actually sharing your audio and video. You click to share them, and then you can hit done, continue to move forward. And then this site is broken down into 4 basic areas when you first land on the page. So you have, obviously, you have you down here. So this is me. You have your settings in the far right. So this is you sharing your audio, your video, your audio, and then also with your muting all, raising hand, and then the attendee controls as well. So this is, again, as the host, I have these attendee controls. In the middle, we have the share media. So right when you enter the room, you can start sharing a presentation or sharing your desktop. Then we have the page layout functions. So the page layout functions go as group, focus, and media. So that's just a different way to publish the room. Group and focus publish just the webcams. So the idea would be that you can see just the webcams in those. Then in the options tabs, we have chat, people, share, record, and help. So the first thing to know is in a webinar we do have the lock page layout feature. So that means you can actually lock the layout, which is what I have it now. So that means I, as the host, can control the layout. So if I click group, it'll flip over to group and you'll see a nice image of myself, and I can go back to media and you'll see just the media. So it's a way that if, depending on how you're running your webinars or conferences, it's a way to move from a panel discussion to a presentation very quickly. In the far right, we have the attendee controls, which allows me to turn off and on your ability to share your mic and webcam. So let's go through the options tab. So we have chat as the first one. Obviously, you figured out how to chat. It's very easy. You can say hello quick. If you'd like to chat individuals, you can click this chat with button and chat with an individual. The individual chats are not recorded, so if you do chat with somebody privately, it stays private. In the far right, we do have the ability to chat with a different color. So you can actually click this color button and chat with. So I chatted with a nice orange there if you'd like to. I'm kind of partial to the seafoam green myself. So we have seafoam green. So you can chat in that color as well. The next options tab is the people chat tab. So this shows you who's actually in the room and what statuses they are. So if we go to our people tab, you would be able to see that it is Joe Team BigMarker, Marty and Sarah are all in the room. I have a little star next to my name, so I'm an admin. I also have an audio button, so I'm sharing my audio. I have a video button right there, so I'm sharing my video. And if I were to scroll over any of your names, I could give you control of the presentation panel, or I could kick you as a user out of the room. The next tab is the Share tab. Right now you won't be able to see the Share tab because we're in a webinar and only I'm able to share. But on the Share tab, you can browse files and upload files or share your desktop. The type of files you can upload are PDFs, all sorts of image files, Word document, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, pretty much your standard features like that. We suggest uploading everything as a PDF. They tend to format better. How conferencing works is it sends all this information to a central server, and then all the information is sent back out to all the attendees. That's how we can host up to 250 people. So sometimes when you do a PowerPoint, if it has weird fonts or some weird images, it doesn't translate very well. But PDFs always translate really well. So the next slide, how to share your desktop, is very easy. We're on the Share page. You click Share My Desktop, and that takes us to opening a download. So our desktop sharing is a download base, so it downloads a little Java applet, and then that launches right on your web browser, right on your desktop. So if you're using a PC, it's very easy. You would click OK, and you're already sharing your desktop. If you are a Mac user like I am, you do need to go to our Help Center and read help.bigmarker.com as our Help Center. And from there, you can read about how to share your desktop on a Mac. For some reason, Apple has waged a war against Java applets, so they make it very difficult for you to download them and upload them. So that's just something to know if you are on an Apple computer or a Mac computer. So then you would select the screen you would like to share and start sharing. And then you do not have a preview screen. That's pretty standard industry-wide. And then when you would like to stop sharing, you click Stop Sharing. The only thing to know about sharing your desktop, right now it is not recorded, so it's not part of the recording. And the other last thing to know about screen sharing is you have to have pretty fast internet to share your screen. It takes a lot of bandwidth to share it. So our normal minimum to get into the room is a 2 megabyte download per second, 1 megabyte upload per second. So that's your minimum to get into the room and listen and chat. To share video, audio, and your screen sharing, you do need to have faster internet than that. So if you are sharing your screen, we suggest having at least 8. On the record section, you can do recording the conference. Again, it records the presentation, the audio, the video, the chat, and that is it. Your recording will then stream from your conference page, and you can upload it to YouTube after you've recorded, or if you selected earlier, you can do it as well. And then you can play and watch it from there. To break down our pricing on BigMarker, public communities and public webinars are always 100% free. So if you wanted to create a set of webinars that helps people out, if you are a speaker who's looking to teach people how to write resumes, you can create a free community and do just that. If you would like to meet privately, so if you're meeting with your team privately and doing video conferencing privately, that is $20 a month. Again, that leaves us as still one of the more cost-effective services out there. We do have, again, a no user per user charge. There's no contracts or setups or things like that. So just something to know if you did have questions about our pricing. Last but not least, if you want to follow us on BigMarker, here's the places you can find more information: help.bigmarker.com, blog.bigmarker.com, our YouTube page, Facebook, Twitter pages. And again, I am Joe at BigMarker.com. So the easiest way to reach me is email me at joe@BigMarker.com. And that concludes the recorded portion of the conference. So please let me know if you have any questions, or if there's anything I can do to help you, or anything I can answer or explain more fully. That was the quick tour to make it easier for you guys. I've also unlocked the attendee controls as well. So you can share your audio and video if you would like to see how it goes. And it is not being recorded, so you don't have to worry about having your audio and video recorded. All right, if there's no questions, I'm going to call this a webinar, and you have a lovely day.